Hi there, welcome back to English for Specific Purposes at the level of B2+. We are your hosts, I'm Mr. Daryl.
And I'm Miss Tatia. მოგესალმებით, კეთილი იყოს თქვენი დაბრუნება ჩვენს ტელესკოლაში. მე თათია ვარ, ეს კი ტერილია. And the topic of our lesson is, guess what?
Christmas.
Of course.
Now this is it. We've been waiting all year for this.
Yes, that's right.
You can see it around us. You can feel it in the air too, can't
and
you?
I feel excited and happy, and my mood is very festive.
Do you feel like magic in the air?
I really feel. I think that the lesson also will be very interesting and we're full of interesting things connected with Christmas.
Yeah, we definitely have to talk a lot about Christmas.
But I think that before we start the lesson, we need to look at our agenda, Mr. Daryl. What's on our agenda today?
Well, as you know, we'll start off with the introduction, as usual, move from there to the vocabulary list that we need, and we have a reading text as well, connected to Christmas, of course.
Yes, of course.
There we'll look at some grammar and finish things up with a summary.
And I think that we are not going to have any homework today.
Not this time.
Okay, great. როგორც ყოველთვის ჩვენი გაკვეთილი მცირე შესავლით დაიწყება, შემდეგ შევისწავლით ახალ სიტყვებს, რომელიც შობასთან არის დაკავშირებული, ასევე წავიკითხავთ ტექსტს, ამას მოყვება გრამატიკა და შემდეგ შევაჯამებთ ჩვენს გაკვეთილს.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's get to it.
Mr. Daryl, as our lesson is about Christmas today, I have always been interested to find out about the traditions you have connected with Christmas, and then maybe I will tell our traditions, Georgian traditions, and then compare and contrast. Okay.
Well,
I'm full of attention.
Well,
so how do you celebrate Christmas?
Well, you have to set up the tree, you have to decorate your house weeks before, not days before, weeks before, perhaps even at the beginning of December. And of course, the entire city will be decorated, shops will be decorated, streets will be decorated, and your house will be decorated. So you live in a kind of magical world. The entire thing is Christmas.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I've seen it in films, how beautiful the streets are. Okay, so as for Georgia, yes, we are preparing for Christmas and mostly for New Year. Again, the streets are decorated, and by the way, the streets are very beautiful. And we decorate the New Year tree maybe 2 weeks prior or 1 week prior to New Year. As for Christmas, Christmas is mostly celebrated by religious people who go to the church in the evening and stay there till midnight, and they just meet this Christmas there in the church, and they have celebrations there, and they feel happiness for this great day. And as for people who don't go to the church, they light candles in the windows, and it's brilliant and nice to look out of your balcony and see the candles lit in every window around you.
You know, I must say something. I was very surprised when I first came. You celebrate New Year more than you celebrate Christmas.
Yes,
so New Year is the big day for you.
Yes.
But it's not the same for us. Christmas comes first, of course, in December on the 25th. And so that's the big celebration. And then New Year's is kind of a different celebration.
You know, Orthodox Christians celebrate Christmas on the 7th of January, so it usually comes after New Year. So first we celebrate New Year with all this festive environments and spirit,
that is different.
And then we celebrate.
That's different from us.
It's very interesting. That's why differences between the cultures is so interesting.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to share it. Now we could talk about it endlessly, but I think that we have to move on to the first set of vocabulary, and let's look at the list and see what we have. So what is the first word we have?
Tinsel. Yep, tinsel is a noun.
Tinsel is a noun, and in Georgian it's translated as peradi kagaldis an polgis lentebi tsvima. Այսպես ვეძახით ხოლმე. Yes. Okay. So how would you define that word, Mr. Daryl? Tinsel.
Tinsel, it's decorations that you put on the tree or elsewhere, and it's a shiny material often. And
yes.
It can be in a long string or it can be in shorter forms.
Okay. So tinsel, it's a noun, and in Georgian it means peradi kagaldis an polgis lenti tsvima. And here we have an example. A Christmas tree was decorated with tinsel, and our trees are not decorated with tinsels, right? Okay. Now, next word we have is mistletoe. Mistletoe is a noun, and in Georgian it means tetri pitri. Can you tell us the story connected with mistletoe, Mr. Daryl?
Yeah, it's a plant, and it has developed this tradition of, if you find yourself at a Christmas party and you're under mistletoe with a girl, you have to kiss her.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard about it.
No, it's not.
No, it's not common in Georgia.
Yeah, not common in Georgia.
Yes. So mistletoe is a noun, and in Georgian it is tetri pitri. And here we have an example. Chris and Pat were kissing under the mistletoe at the office party. Okay, a traditional thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what is the next word, Mr. Daryl?
Boxing Day. Yeah, Boxing Day.
Boxing Day is a noun again, and in Georgian it is shobis meore dre. So, how would you define that word, Mr. Daryl?
Well, it's the day after Christmas, and there's often lots of sales that go on Boxing
really?
Day. Yeah, my whole childhood, all I can remember with Boxing Day is that's the day you go out and you use your Christmas money, whatever money you had from Christmas, to buy some good electronics and cool stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Boxing Day, it's a noun, and in Georgian it is shobis meore dre. Boxing Day is spent with family and friends shopping for Christmas sales. So here is an example. So the exact one what you've talked about. So the next word is
festive.
Festive is an adjective, and in Georgian it means sadrisasaulo. Festive environment, festive spirit, atmosphere, right? So how would you define that word, Mr. Daryl?
Yeah, the feeling of like feeling joyful, like all the time. It's in the air, it's around you, like our decorations as well. It's very festive.
Okay, so festive, it's an adjective, and in Georgian it means sadrisasaulo. The hall looked very festive with its Christmas tree. It means that the Christmas tree was beautiful, and it made the room look festive.
I should say that your T-shirt also is very festive. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So our next word is fairy lights. Fairy lights is a noun, and in Georgian it's translated as სახელით ნათურები. I think that we have fairy lights on our New Year trees today.
You're exactly correct. And even the name sounds a bit magical, doesn't it? Fairy lights, these are the decorations that we have.
Yes, and they are so beautiful, and when New Year is finished and I have to take them take them down, take them off the trees, I just feel a little bit sorry for that. Okay, I would like to keep them for a long time. Mm-hmm. So fairy lights, it's a noun, and in Georgian it is სახელით ნათურები. And here we have an example. Fairy lights made our Christmas tree even more beautiful. Okay, and I think that we have finished with the words, and it's time to move to the exercise. We will see the definitions, and we have to choose the right word for the definitions. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm ready, Mr. Daryl.
Yes, I know you love the exercise part of it.
Yes.
Small electric lights on a string used as a decoration, especially on trees at Christmas. We just
talking about it, and it is fairy lights.
Well done, yes, that's exactly correct.
So small electric lights on a string used as decoration, especially on trees at Christmas, they are called fairy lights. Mm-hmm. Okay, now it's for you. I will read the definition. Having or producing happy and enjoyable feelings suitable for a festival or other special occasion. What do you think the word might be?
Well, the word's in the clue is in the definition, festival, and from there I believe we get the word festive.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So having or producing happy and enjoyable feelings suitable for a festival or other special occasions, this is festive.
Well done to both of us. Here's your sentence. Long pieces of thin, shiny material used as decoration, especially at Christmas.
I know the word and I love them very much, and they are called tinsels. And I'm right. So long pieces of thin, shiny material used as decoration, especially at Christmas, is called tinsel. Okay, and it's your turn now. An evergreen plant that grows on trees with small white fruits and pale yellow flowers. And it's often used as a Christmas decoration, and it is traditional to kiss someone under it. What is it?
Well, it has to be, of course, mistletoe.
And you're right, Mr. Daryl. So, an evergreen plant that grows on trees with small white fruits and pale yellow flowers, which is often used as a Christmas decoration, and also there is a tradition of kissing someone under this tree, is called mistletoe. Okay?
And your sentence is, in the UK and some other countries, the day after Christmas Day is a public holiday. Which day is this?
And you go shopping, as I remember.
Yeah.
This is called a Boxing Day, am I right?
Yes, you're right. It's a public holiday, but the malls are open.
Ah, that's great. So in the UK and some other countries, the day after Christmas Day, which is a public holiday and which is a shopping day also, is called a Boxing Day. Nice, and I think that we have finished with the words, and it's time to move on to the reading part.
Yeah.
But before we read the text, I think that we have to prepare for it. So we have to learn some words. Okay, so what is the first word we have, Mr. Daryl?
Rowdy. This might happen when you've had too much alcohol. You become a bit rowdy.
Okay, don't say. So rowdy is an adjective, and in Georgian we call it თავაშვებული ხმაურიანი. For example, can it be rowdy party? Or
Rowdy party,
rowdy celebration?
Rowdy celebration, rowdy sports event.
Ah, and rowdy people, can I use it with people?
Definitely.
Okay, thank you very much. Rowdy is an adjective, and in Georgian it's translated as თავაშვებული ხმაურიანი. And we have an example. The theater was full of rowdy teenagers throwing popcorn and yelling.
That's really rowdy.
Yes.
They need to be punished.
Okay, and our next word is a phrasal verb, and it is to fall into. To fall into is a phrasal verb, as I said, and it is translated as გარკვეულ მდგომარეობაში ჩავარდნა, აღმოჩენა. Can you give more clarification to this word, Mr. Daryl?
It's when something happens to something else, but in a negative way. Not generally
Something bad
positive.
happens.
Not positive, in a more negative way.
Ah, okay. So to fall into, it's a phrasal verb, and in Georgian it means გარკვეულ მდგომარეობაში ჩავარდნა, არც თუ ისე კარგ მდგომარეობაში აღმოჩენა, okay? And here we have an example. Over the years, the house had fallen into disrepair. Okay, a good example, I think. And what is the next word, Mr. Daryl?
It's a noun. Disrepute. Disrepute.
Okay. Disrepute is a noun, and in Georgian it's translated as ცუდი სახელი, საეჭვო რეპუტაცია. Disrepute. Okay? So how would you define that word, Mr. Daryl?
Well, if you've fallen into disrepute, you've lost your reputation. You've picked up some bad habits, maybe, and people say bad things about you, and you've lost your standing in society.
Okay. So disrepute is a noun, and in Georgian it is ცუდი სახელი, საეჭვო რეპუტაცია, and here is a good example to demonstrate how this word is used. This theory has fallen into disrepute. It means that nobody believed this theory, right? Okay.
Anymore. They don't believe it anymore.
Anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is our next word, Mr. Daryl?
Footfall. Footfall.
Footfall is a noun, and in Georgian it is translated as მომხმარებელთა ნაკადი. It's more a business word.
Yes, definitely business oriented. You wouldn't normally use it outside of a business situation. But footfall is how much business comes into a store.
How many customers
come into the store, yeah.
Into the store. Great. Footfall, it's a noun. And in Georgian it's translated as მომხმარებელთა ნაკადი. And here we have an example. Footfall is an important indicator of how successful a company's advertising is at bringing people into its shop. Okay, the more people come, the more footfall it has, right? Can I say it like that?
You definitely can say that.
Okay, and what is the next word we have, Mr. Daryl?
Artisan. Artisan.
Artisan, so it's connected with arts. So artisan is a noun, and in Georgian it is ხელოვანი, artisan. So is it the synonym of artist, Mr. Daryl?
But not exactly actually. An artisan.
What is the difference between artist and artisan?
An artist works on his work of art on a personal project. An artisan is a worker. He works on something perhaps for business, perhaps under a trade. He works under. He's been trained to do something. He's an artisan.
Okay. So artisan is a noun, and in Georgian it's called khelovani. And here we have an example. You will learn how 18th century artisans did their work. Great, and I think that we have finished with the words, and it's time for the reading text. Our reading text is about Christmas markets. And I'm really interested, and I would like to wants to get and see this Christmas market in Germany. They say that it's beautiful, brilliant, and you can see lots of things there and buy interesting crafts work.
Exactly, by artisans. Going back to that word, artisans will make their crafts and sell it at the Christmas markets. Yeah.
Have you ever seen it in your life?
You know, it's not so big in North America. But I can imagine what it must be. It must be a place where you can sell Christmas things right before Christmas.
In the atmosphere, they might be festive.
Yeah, it probably should be.
Should be, and it must be like beautiful to see with all the fairy lights around and tinsels, mistletoes, and all that stuff. I think that for Georgia it's also not very common to have this Christmas market, although we have small ones and people go there and have fun there, but it's not a big one.
It's not as big as in Germany.
As in Germany, yes, and I don't think that any tourists come here to see
just for the Christmas market.
Just for a Christmas market, but we're going to read a text and find out very interesting things about Christmas market.
Okay.
Its origin and how things have changed. Okay, let's get started. Wooden huts with twinkling fairy lights, festive hubbub, and the aromas of roasted chestnuts and glühwein. This picture postcard setting is recreated annually across UK towns and cities in December. Christmas markets were first recorded in medieval Germany. They marked the pre-Christmas season and provided a space in which strict social hierarchies disappeared. Peasants and farmers could purchase boots, housewares, and equipment, while high society could pick up handicraft jewelry, toys, wigs, or wood-turned items. By the 19th century, though, the rise of department stores had made the markets less profitable. They became rowdy fun fairs and fell into disrepute.
Okay, so something traditional for Germans.
Yeah.
Now, the first German format Christmas markets in the UK was started in Lincoln in 1982 and in Birmingham in 1997. They reflected a wider trend. Many European cities saw the success of Christmas markets in Germany and began hosting their own. Since then, this format has successfully traveled the globe, marking the Christmas season and enhancing community spirit. Now, Christmas markets make a significant contribution to the UK's winter economy. They attract visitors from out of town, create temporary jobs, and increase sales for local shops and cafes. Over the last 35 years, they have grown in number, size, duration, and footfall.
Oh, so interesting. So in Manchester, the market has gone from a few stalls to over 180 in recent years. Birmingham all alone hosted 5.5 million visitors in 2014. Estimated visitor spend at Christmas markets had doubled between 2015 and 2017, reaching a total amount of £500 million. Markets in the UK have become travel destinations alongside their European counterparts. However, the markets are not without their critics, and a range of factors meant that, even before the pandemic, the markets were set for change. Visitors have criticized their lack of authenticity, complaining over the mass-produced Christmas decorations and gifts, and fairground rides dominating the markets.
So not everyone is happy.
Yes, it turns out.
Christmas market traders have contested increasingly unaffordable pitch fees. The dynamics between traders inside and outside the market have also generated tension within city councils. Brexit poses further difficulties to organizers and city councils who are already expecting that exchange rates, import and export regulations, and administrative burdens will negatively affect the participation of operators and traders from the European Union. New virtual markets emerged as platforms for artisan makers, supporting small businesses during COVID-19 restrictions. People recreated Christmas market-themed parties at home or via Zoom with friends and family. These adaptations provided some experience of festive cheer. However, they are not the publicly and socially shared experience that has been part of Christmas markets since their inception. We believe that UK city and town centres will be transformed in years to come. Christmas markets will return, stemmed from people's desires for a socially shared festive experience. Their survival will result, once again, from the ability to adapt to changing times and circumstances.
I hope that this tradition will not die out because I think we need it. I liked when the text said that it's a socially shared festive experience. Yeah?
It's just not the same on Zoom, of course.
Yes, it's not, and you cannot feel the same way on Zoom. So I think that we should keep this tradition and even expand it in other countries all over the world so that people all over the world hit some moments of happiness in their life, right?
Well, maybe the new year will bring that.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Jerry, we have read the text. Now I think that it's time to check how well we remember the text and how well we have understood the text. So for that we have an exercise. We will say the statements and we have to decide whether the statements are true or false. Okay, what is the first one, Mr. Jerry?
Ms. Tatia, is this true or false? Christmas markets originated in Germany.
I'm sure that this is true because I remember the text said Christmas markets were first recorded in medieval Germany.
Wow, quite a long time ago.
Yes, it has some long tradition. Okay, and the next statement is for you, Mr. Daryl. In the 19th century, Christmas markets lost its good reputation and turned into noisy fun fairs.
Now, I do remember this, and you used another word. In fact, you used the word rowdy.
Rowdy, yes.
That's right, and it's true.
And you're right, Mr. Daryl, and we read, by the 19th century, though, the rise of department stores had made the markets less profitable, they became rowdy fun fairs and fell into disrepute. Okay, and the next statement is for you, Mr. Daryl. Over the last 35 years, Christmas markets have become less and less popular. What do you think about it?
I think that I'd have to remember it as being false.
And you're right, Mr. Jared, because we read, over the last 35 years, they have grown in number, size, duration, and footfall. Footfall means that a lot of more and more people are going there. Right. Yeah. And I think that we have finished with the reading part, and it's time for grammar. And I think that today we are going to discuss the grammar part, which will be very useful during the Christmas, because for Christmas we have a lot of wishes to each other, to ourselves. So let's teach how to talk about wishes, right? So 5 types of wishes.
Very interesting.
Okay. Number 1, Mr. Daryl.
This is when you wish for a present or past that isn't real. So the use of wish is for things that we want to change, but we understand that they cannot.
Okay.
Here's an example to make it clearer. I wish I were taller, and I'm not tall. Actually, I'm not tall.
Okay.
And another one, I wish I had eaten ice cream for breakfast this morning. I didn't eat ice cream for breakfast this morning.
And this is your wish?
Yes, though I probably shouldn't if we're going to stay healthy.
Okay, yes, you're right. Okay, now number 2, wish for an irritation that can change. Another common form or wish is to use wish plus would plus the bare infinitive, I mean infinitive without to. And this is often in regards to other people and our irritation. For example, I wish you would make the bed. So it means that I'm showing my irritation that I don't like your behavior and I want it to be changed. Or I wish people wouldn't throw litter on the street. Again, I see that a lot of people do it, and I want to show my irritation. That's why I use wish plus would plus bare infinitive.
Very useful to know.
Yes.
Here's a third kind, wish when it means a want. Wish followed by the full infinitive, to plus the verb, is a formal way of saying want. It's not very common and only used in special circumstances. For example, when you want to make a polite, formal complaint. For example, I wish to see the manager. And I can imagine in my head, when you say it like that, you can tell that the person's angry.
Yes.
Now, we can also use wish followed by for to attach an object that you want. And this is most often used in the circumstances of magic. I wish for pizza.
Okay, a good wish.
I wish for a greater height.
Okay. Well, and the next one, wish to send good vibrations. We can use the verb wish followed by two objects, the first of which is most often a pronoun, to send good vibrations to somebody. This is more common than hope, and it's used in fixed phrases such as, I wish you luck for your exam tomorrow, or we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Very appropriate.
Yeah.
Now, the fifth and final type,
Yes.
Wish for the future. This is a trick because apart from sending good vibrations, as mentioned before, we cannot use the verb wish in this way. We need another verb, and the verb is hope. And this is usually followed by will plus the bare infinitive, the verb without to. So, for example, I hope you will pass your exam.
Yes, and the sentence shows the wish, but instead of wish, we use hope here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
hope can replace wish to express what you wish for someone, right? Okay. And I think that we have finished, and it's time to practice. And we can see the sentences on the screen, and the verbs are given in brackets, and we have to put them in the right form. Okay?
I'll read the first one out for you.
Yes, I'm writing.
Here's a sentence. I wish I, and then you need something here, make my dreams come true.
This is something about future, I think, okay? So I would say, I wish I could make my dreams come true.
And yes,
It's
you are.
unreal at the moment,
Yeah.
so that's why we use past. I used past simple there.
Yeah, very good. Now, the next one.
The next one for you. I wish I, and then there is, in brackets we have the verb not buy, negative form of buy, this present for Christmas. She didn't like it. It means that I bought this, but I regret it now.
And you can't change it anymore.
Yes, so how would you say it?
I wish I hadn't bought this present for Christmas. She didn't like it.
Okay, nice. And one more for me.
I wish people, and you need something here, so careless to nature.
So I think that I have to show my irritation because it really irritates me that a lot of people are not careless to the nature. So I would express my irritation this way. I wish people wouldn't be so careless to the nature. Am I right?
Yes.
And the last one for you. I wish we, then we have the verb can in brackets, celebrate Christmas together. How would you say it?
It expresses some kind of desire. I'd say it like this. I wish we could celebrate Christmas together.
Okay, great. Mr. Gerald, I think that we have come to the end of the lesson, and as for Christmas, Christmas is special for the wishes, right? So we wish a lot of things. There is even a tradition of like telling your wish and then just putting it on a piece of paper, then burning the paper and put it in a champagne and drinking it, and they say that this dream will come true, a wish come true. Have you ever heard of this kind of thing?
No, I haven't heard about that. I wonder if you'd get stomach pains from that.
Yes, maybe yes. But just, no. At Christmas, nothing bad happens
No, of
usually.
course, no.
Yes.
It's a magical time.
Yes, and there are different ways of just giving good wishes to others,
Yeah,
right?
and it might be helpful for people to know those.
Yes, let's try to introduce these wishes and wish everyone Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Okay, let's start. So one of them can be, wish you a Merry Christmas and may this festival bring abundant joy and happiness in your life.
Another one might be like, well, may this Christmas be so special that you never ever feel lonely again and you are surrounded by your loved ones throughout.
Okay, great wish. And the next one can sound this way. At the stroke of midnight of Christmas, if a fat man dressed in a red suit jumps through your window, grabs you and puts you in a sack, don't panic. I told Santa I wanted you for Christmas.
More of a comedic one, I guess.
Yeah.
But sweet, very sweet.
Yeah.
And here's one you might want to say. Faith makes all things possible, hope makes all things work, and love makes all things beautiful. May you have all three for Christmas. Merry Christmas.
A very good wish, right? And the next one can sound this way. May your Christmas be filled with special moments, warmth, peace and happiness, the joy of covered ones near, and wishing you all the joy of Christmas and the year of happiness. And I think that we have to finish the lesson. Let's say goodbye to the audience.
All right, let's say goodbye to the audience. And it's been fun this past few months.
Yes, really, and we've learned so many things.
We've seen lots of answers.
Yes, it was really, really fun. I think I would just think about the experience very positively in my future career.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you for being with us, and goodbye.
Have a great Christmas and a happy new year.
Bye.